Prime Minister. Now, I'd like to start by asking you a question that noting that as with most world leaders, you've been met by obviously criticism and of course a lot of praise. Some things you may have made the right decision or the wrong decision, but to you personally, what decision are you most proud of during your time in the Premiership?
Oh, a few things, particularly the work on welfare, the free education, the support for elderly people, and the income guarantee for farmers. I think these are very important policies for the majority of our people. People have long talked about these policies, never implemented them, and we've done this despite being in the middle of an economic and political crisis.
Right. Okay. And then also moving on from that, now there's always been a lot of talk of different factions within inside the government. Who's not close to you? Who is close to you? Now, I'd like to ask you, who are you most close to within your government?
I have people for different purposes. I have an economic team, and Kun Gorn is a very important part, a key personality for that. For security, Kun Suthep, clearly. So it's not as if I can go to one person for everything. I wouldn't ask Kun Gorn about security.
Right.
I wouldn't ask Kun Suthep much about the economy either. So, I have different people to help me with different things. There are some people like Kun Gopsak, who is my Secretary General. He oversees some of the things, particularly the finer details of administration, for instance.
Right. Okay.
Kun Sri Chok is always behind me.
That's what I was leading to. Would you care to comment on the talk and comments of how he's always behind you?
You have to
like
ask him.
Shadow.
He's the one that follows me.
So you have no comments on that?
No, you have to ask him.
Okay. Now also, as being the Prime Minister now, invasion of privacy is part and parcel of your job. Now, during the time you've been Prime Minister, you've had a lot of things that perhaps are beyond the call of duty and should not really have happened to you. Like, for instance, you've had blood and feces thrown to your house. Now, I've not heard you say much about this. Would you care to comment on your feelings on that? Like
Not really.
Not really. Okay.
Let them pass.
Okay. I'd also like to ask you now, there's so many different colour shirts in the country. There's the yellow shirts, the red shirts. Now, a lot of people have mentioned that you only ever seem to wear white and blue shirts. Why? What's the reasoning behind that?
I'm lazy. I can't be bothered to choose my clothes, so if they're the same, then I can pick anyone off the rail.
Right. And do you have any red shirts at home?
I did have.
You did? Where did they go now?
Oh, I've grown out of them.
Okay. And just finally, can I just ask you to imagine that you're on a desert island in the middle of the sea. You're all by yourself at the moment,
right,
but you're allowed to have one person to keep you company, and you have to choose between Kun Thaksin, Kun Chalerm, or Kun Nevin. Who would you choose to spend your time with?
Are there sharks as well?
That's up to you.
That's my answer.
Okay, thank you very much.